So if we start at the HTML elements, we can see that on the page we have this products will be a state variable. Initially, it will be a function that makes 0 products, and page is also gonna change during the lifetime of the page during the page render. Then we make it page 0 to begin with. The page will keep track of the current page the user is viewing, so that's gonna change as well. So we'll make it a state variable too, and its loading is a state where indicate whether if the server is busy. So we make it false to begin with. So in this code, we can see that on the page first loads, we call this use effect to add the listener to the scroll event. And on this listener, we will check whether if the user has scrolled to the bottom, and if it's scrolled to the bottom, we'll see whether the server is still busy. If not, then we make a call to the server. So the condition is the user has scrolled to the bottom and the server is not busy. Then we make a call to the server. Then load more. Here is when we block another request. We set the status to busy. Then we update the page because we're loading the next page. And we will make the next items to get from a fetch API call, and then set the products to combine the previous ones with the returned items. Then we will increase the current page before releasing the server status. So this is what load more is, and then we will attach that to the scroll event. So when the product comes back, then we will create each product dev with the image and the product name. Then we have this loading message at the bottom if the server is busy, otherwise just render all the products. So this code will be very efficient in terms of server calls because it's, first of all, it uses this throttle, only check every interval seconds, which is 500 milliseconds while scrolling instead of continuous checking. And second, we have this is loading flag to indicate the server status so we don't keep firing when the server is still busy, because we will be making redundant calls. They will be returned exactly the same product just with more requests. And then finally, we will make sure that if the status has changed from false to true or true to false, we make sure that we will clean up the previous renders handlers by running this clean up function and cancel any of the lagging scheduled throttle event before running the next render. So if we don't have this is loading flag, then it means our previous render, the handle scroll, might still have a scheduled throttle event, which means an extra trip to the server. So we want to make sure we cancel that by specifying this dependency. So when the dependency change from false to true between renders, then the older copy of the render, the throttle event will be canceled and that handler will be removed. In this way, we make sure this is running in the most efficient way possible. And in this code sample, we do not have mock server at the back end. All it does a fake network that's taking 800 milliseconds to come back, and it will make fake products every 800 milliseconds. And every page will have 10 products made of public available example images. So we just randomly make 10 random images from image server to make sure that it returns with 10 more products. And then that will make it wait for 800 milliseconds. So in this way, we will be able to fake typical server response. So I hope this code sample makes sense. And this code sample will be available on my GitHub and for anyone to have a play with or adding their own features to it. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks very much.